Hello and welcome back to the channel. I want y'all to share this live. Share this live before I get into this. Someone shared this story with me days ago. I've been looking at the story and of course, you know, right away, I had my feelings about this, but I've been too busy to really get into this foolishness, this nonsense. But I decided to go ahead and tackle it because this is what we are required to do. The Bible tells us to cry aloud and spare not and lift up our voices like trumpets in Zion and show our people their transgressions. It tells us to do these things. So I'm going to get into this. I want you all to share this as well. And I'm going to bring a perspective that a lot of people aren't going to expect. Okay? On this topic, I'm going to bring a perspective that a lot of people aren't going to expect. Now, some of you may already know, you may already have an idea of what Sister Deborah is going to talk about because y'all know that I come from a biblical standpoint. I like to keep it real. These things have to be looked at in that way. You have to share them from a biblical standpoint. At the end of the day, that is all that matters. That's all that matters. So share this. I'm sharing it right now, then I'm going to get into it. So if this is indeed serious, if this is for real, if this man really feels this way, if he's not doing some type of acting and he really means all of this stuff, y'all know I'm going to come from a biblical perspective. But even if not, there are men who do feel this way. So before I get into this, I have to first share with you the video. Basically, this man, he's a black man, 7 baby mamas, 7 kids, and he wants nothing to do with any of it. Not the children, the women, none of it. But first, in order to understand this, you have to hear what he said. If you haven't already heard it, I'm going to share it with you, and then we're going to get into this. Let's go, family.
Got 7 kids and 7 baby mamas. Now, for the past few days, I've been going live, telling my story, speaking my truth. And a lot of women having an issue calling me a deadbeat because I tell them I was being irresponsible, yet not wearing protection. But I always tell these women that I got pregnant that I do not want to be a father to these children. And I offer to pay for the abortion. Majority of times, they'll either take the abortion or they'll take a plan B. But only these 7 have kept these children. But the crazy thing about it is they want me to be responsible for some children I told them I did not want. So for some years now, some of them been trying to get in contact with me, access denied. Because I don't really know why you trying to get in contact with me. I done told you I did not want them kids. So don't expect me to be responsible financially, emotional, spiritually, mentally, or physically with some kids I want. And I don't give a what nobody think about it. You're not going to force children up on me. Yeah, we both made the decision to lay down and have intercourse. We both was irresponsible about the decisions we made that night. Yeah, I could have pulled out, but I didn't. And I ain't care to pull out because I'm not the one that's going to have to carry a baby for 9 months. It's the woman. In my opinion, women should be more careful on who they sleep with. Because you're going to be like one of my baby mamas trying to find me so I can financially support a kid I done told her or them I did not want. Another thing is, these just jump offs. These the type of women that I ain't even had to do nothing for. The bare minimum, but they gave me access to their body and they think I want to be a father to a child for one of them? Like, I don't even have no type of love for these women. How do they expect me to love these children? Before y'all say, oh, he irresponsible, he a deadbeat, he don't take accountability. Yeah, I do. I just don't give a f. You ain't gonna force these children on me when I told you I ain't want them. Yeah, I can offer to pay for abortion, but at what point can I force a woman to go get an abortion? I cannot. A woman say, my body, my choice, but I say, it's my life, my choice. Before y'all try to stitch this and be like, black man this, black man that, I don't give a f. I really don't.
All right. There you have it. So now we're going to get into this. We're going to get into this. Of course, I'm not going to say the things that people are probably expecting me to say. I am going to keep it real on this broadcast. I have to keep it real, y'all. I have to keep it real. So a lot of people may be looking at this man like he is a monster. Okay. A lot of people may be looking at this man saying to myself, I can't believe he feels this way. I can't believe he thinks this way. All right. All right. So let me tell y'all how I feel about these things. And I'm going to be bringing that biblical perspective to this. The biblical perspective is needed, especially in a case like this. So y'all know that there's a scripture that talks about the silly women laden with sin. It says, these are they that creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sin. Y'all know I had to go there. You know I had to go there. Because as this man said, and as many have said, he said, I told them I didn't want no kids. But they did this, that, and the third. Okay? They did this, that, and the third. Now, this man, he's going to have to answer for everything he said, everything he's doing. He is not exonerated. Okay? So there are those, I've been looking at some of the commentary of others, some of the comments. Guess what, y'all? There literally are men who are applauding him. That's right. There are literally men applauding him. As a matter of fact, I'm going to point something out to you all. I want to show you this. And then I'm going to get back on the women, because women should know better than this by now. They need to know better than this. This man told you. He already told you what he was about. What is it that makes some of our women think that they are going to make that what they have to offer is going to make him change his mind? What is it about? What? I got to share the screen with you all. Let me show you how a lot of these men think. And this is not an attack on men. If you are a black man and you don't agree with this type of behavior, why do you take offense when folk talk about these things? This is not an indictment against good men. And all the stuff about the Pookies and the Ray Rays, come on now. You have men who don't even consider themselves to be Pookies and Ray Rays who defend this type of behavior. Let me show y'all something. Okay? Let me show you something. I got to make sure that the screen is aligned properly so that you can see what I'm about to show you here. Okay? So this comment right here, as a matter of fact, let me increase the size of this so you can see it better. Let me make sure that everything is still viewable here. Okay, so this one right here, 3 hug. It says, respect to this brother. He saying what most men want to say, but don't have the testicular fortitude to say. No child is born without a woman's consent. I approve his testimony. Let me chop that up for a minute. Let's chop that one up for a minute, y'all. He said he approved his testimony. Okay, so let's talk about this for a minute in the chat, y'all. Let's talk about this. Wow. And thank you to one of our moderators who set Dave straight. Dave said it's about time you chastise these women. Brothers always coming at me like that. Brothers always coming at me like that, like they've been watching this channel for years. Dave, with all due respect, young man, middle-aged man, old man, I don't know what your age is, but with all due respect, I've been talking to the sisters for years. But as I often say, I cannot address the sisters without addressing what the men are doing and how the women allow themselves to be victimized by this stuff. They allow themselves to be victimized by this. Now, this man didn't say nothing that we didn't already know, right? He didn't say something that we didn't already know. But what he did say was deplorable. What he did say was lawless. What he did say was wicked. The Bible said if a man don't take care of his seed, he is worse than an infidel. Worse than an infidel. Worse. So the Most High frowns on this sort of thing. The Most High frowns on it. But he also looks at the women and says, what is your problem? What is your problem? This man, this dude, I'm going to call him a dude, not a man. This dude sat up here and told you he don't want no kids. He don't feel nothing for you. He said, I don't feel nothing for you. So what makes you think I'm going to feel something for those kids? Now, I'm going to go on record of saying this. I feel sorry for those babies. I feel sorry for those babies because they did not ask to be here. I'm sorry, y'all. When I talk about these things, my mind is also internalizing the whole thing. I look at these men and I say, you just one man that the Most High is going to deal with so harshly that you ain't going to know what hit you. The women are going to go through something that is going to be so harsh that it's going to be very, very bad for them. But when I think about those babies, you have to understand that that's a son being born, a daughter being born, and that child one day might see this mess that came out of his mouth. That child might end up on some show one day where the mother sitting back saying, I didn't know who the baby's daddy was, or this, that, and the third. That child is going to be humiliated. So many things can come from this, right? You have to understand that that's another heart that's been introduced into this. Another mind that's going to have to deal with the demons of this, right? So you have two irresponsible adults. He didn't want no condom. She didn't want him to wear one. They both thinking about the joys of sin that only last a season. He's nasty. She's nasty. Because these are two people who are saying, look, I don't care. I just want to feel good right now. You want to feel good right now, but you don't care about the babies. I want to bring out a point that this sister made. This sister is in an industry where she deals with dead bodies. I can't remember if she's in the funeral industry or she is dealing with them in the hospital. But in one of those industries, she's dealing with dead bodies. And she had talked about something that I thought was tripped out. She said that a lot of these men who are this way, think about what I'm about to say here. Then y'all gonna put this in perspective in a whole different way than you've ever looked at it before. She said these men, when they come across her table, whether it's at the funeral home or in some hospital, most of them die alone. This takes dying alone to a whole other level. Remember, that was one of the things that Kevin Samuels was talking about concerning black women, that they die alone, right? Listen to this, y'all. This woman said that these black men that come across her table, when they are dead, they really, truly die alone. She said that there's no one there who cares that they're dead. No one there to bury them. No one there to mourn for them. Many of them who walked out of their children's lives, the children, and she even said that many of them don't have anyone, no children, nobody there to take care of them in their old age. And they really, truly do die alone. See, a lot of people are not thinking about that. You got all these children out here, but when your behind gets older and you're frail, you can't get around, you can't do for yourself, then all of a sudden those 7 babies mean something totally different to you then. Someone in the chat right here, Animal Advocate, says that their father-in-law passed away. Passed that way. They passed that way. They said they didn't even hear that he passed. We know someone who passed away and they laid in the morgue for months. It was a black man too, y'all. Laid in the morgue for months and nobody knew where he was and what was going on with him. Didn't even know he was dead. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? So right now he think he's slick because he's young. He said he didn't want to come out. For those of you who didn't hear this, I'm going to play it again towards the end of the video, or you all remind me because, I just might forget. But he said he didn't want to pull out. They didn't ask him to. They didn't make him wear a condom. Both of them just laid their behinds up there, doing what they were doing, not even caring that a child could be made. This cold-hearted man said he didn't care about them babies because he told the women. He said, if I don't care about you, what makes you think I'm going to care about them kids? But yet the woman carried on. She stayed there. She laid there. You went there dealing with a man that wasn't even your husband. And he told you. See, now I understand that some young women get into situations. I understand that where someone has led them on. They think that he loves them. They believe all kinds of things. There are relationships that are literally like that where women are led on, y'all. They're led to believe one thing, but it's something else. I like to draw a separation to every situation because there are situations that are quite different. Okay? Some situations, a man, you didn't know he was married. The next thing you know, you find out he's married, but it's too late because you thought y'all had a relationship. This is why the Most High says, look, when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. This is why the Most High gives us a set of rules that we are to go by, right? But anyway, back to this. If you're dealing with a situation, women, and the man done told you that he don't feel nothing for you, he don't have no desire to have children, and he ain't taking care of no children. He even tells you, look, I'll pay for the abortion because he didn't want to come out. He's a selfish man. Why would you even lay down with such a man? Why would you even lay down? Just like Brother Samuel said, he says, Samuel Abadja, he said, it's sad that his children will see this video he made one day. They will know that their father never loved them. That's the thing that just bothers my heart, y'all. When I think about those babies and how they are going to feel when they see this, that's the thing that gets me. That's the thing that gets me. He will never know how beautiful his daughters are. He will never know how handsome his sons are and what great little men they could grow up to be. He won't know that because he done already cut them off before they even came out of their mother's womb. He even knew that there was a possibility that he was going to get them pregnant. He admitted that with his own mouth, y'all. Now, many of y'all may have heard D.L. Hughley. D.L. Hughley talked about his father and how after his fame and fortune that his father wanted to come around. His father wasn't in his life, y'all. But when he found out, oh, my son is rich and famous, then he wanted to come around. Some of y'all may remember. Y'all may remember what D.L. Hughley said. And someone said Shaquille O'Neal as well. And I'm pretty sure that there are countless other celebrities who are rich and famous now whose daddy wanted back into, not back in, but wanted into their lives now, right? But D.L. Hughley he made it clear. He said, no, that's not something I want. He said, you are just the so-and-so that I rode in on. That's what he said. That's what D.L. Hughley said about his father. Alvin Mitchell said, that's a childish thought to go around and just be a baby maker. Have something about yourself regardless of what he thinks. You know? That I agree with that from both sides, though. I agree with that from both sides. It says whether it bothers him. It said whether it bothers him, man, supposed to be in charge, not the woman. Okay, so I agree from both sides that a man should not be a baby maker, and neither should a woman be a baby maker. If you're not going to be together, you shouldn't even have intercourse. I'm sorry. See, men have this mindset that they can sleep with whoever they want. This man literally said that it's her responsibility. Now, I've said this too in the past, but from a position of trying to teach the daughters of Zion that men like this exist. They exist. There are men out here who say it is your responsibility. And he said it with his own mouth. You're the one who have to carry the baby. I'm telling you from a position of love. Okay? He's telling you, look, I just want to drop my seed in you, but I don't care nothing about you. All I want is what you got between your legs. Then I'm out of here. That is literally what he is saying. Now, like Brother Byron says, what if he needs a kidney one day? Then all of a sudden those kids are going to become very important to him. See, these men are not thinking about that. Like Tanisha said, why aren't they concerned about disease? He ain't concerned about disease. She ain't concerned about disease. That's why I say this stuff goes both ways. Right? It goes both ways. I want to show you all, again, the comment for those of you who came later. Those of you who came later. Okay? There are men who support him. Okay? I read to y'all the comment by this guy right here on the screen, right here. He says, respect to this brother. Respect? Respect? Really? He says he's saying what most men want to say, but don't have the testicular fortitude to say. No child is born without a woman's consent. I approve his testimony. So he's saying, look, this man gets approval. But one thing that he is not saying, that no child is born if that man don't engage with that woman. That man used that woman as a sperm dump. That woman allowed herself to be used as a sperm dump. This is a two-way street. That's literally what he is, a sperm dumper. Because he said he didn't want to have nothing. He don't want no kids. He don't want the responsibility. He told you. Why did you still lay with him? So some people who support him in his comment says, exactly. I had a kid forced on me after a one-night stand. You hear that? Just pay your child and move on. It's a lot of men being forced into fatherhood. So right now, dude is playing the victim, y'all. What do you mean forced? You are the one. Whoo! Dude said he was forced into childhood. You are the one who laid there with that woman. You are the one who laid there with that woman and dumped your sperm. You said it's being forced on you? What? Brother Samuel said it's crazy how they don't understand the magnitude of bringing a life into this world. Do you understand? Do you understand? Listen, man, listen. Let's fast forward into the future. Let's see if we could just take. Let's see if we could just take a peek into the future. Let's go 30 or 40 years into the future. You're 30 or 40 years older, dude. You can barely get around. You could barely take care of yourself. Think about this for a minute, man. If you ever see this video, think about this. Or any man who thinks like you. If you ever see this video, think about 30 or 40 years from now. Wouldn't it be awesome if you had a son? A son that is about the age that you are now. Wouldn't it be awesome if you had a son that you could call on and say, hey, son, can you come over here for a minute because your papa needs you? Think about this stuff for a moment. Wouldn't it be awesome, man? Dude, if you had a daughter who you could say, look, baby girl, do you think you can help your father out? I can't get around right now. Can I see my grandbabies? Bring your husband by. Can y'all come over and see about me? Wouldn't that be awesome? But see, folk ain't thinking like that. They putting all these kids out here. They putting all these kids out here, and then folk get on. Do you know that there are people who get on the kids who find out that their bio dad is sick in the hospital or whatever? They get on the kids. Talking about, you need to go see about him. You need to do this. You need to put that behind you and blah, 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 blah. Why do people get on the kids? Let me tell y'all something. My bio dad wasn't in my life either. He wasn't in my life either. But when he got sick, I was sad for him. I remember one of my aunts, one of his sisters, and I mean no disrespect when I say this. I don't know who's watching my channel, y'all. I mean no disrespect when I say this. But she actually placed the responsibility on our shoulders to see about our dad, to help him if he needs us. Now, I'm not saying that if he had asked me that I wouldn't have helped him. I'm not saying that. He never asked me to, except one time when he had given me $50 when I came down to visit him after all of these years. He gave me $50 as if that was going to, make up for all of those decades of not being there, right? And then he asked for the $50 back. And then he gave it back to me. And then he asked for it back. Right? This is why we were visiting. And I said, if he asks for this $50 back one more time, I'm going to just tell him, look, you could just keep it. You could just keep it. I don't really need it, But I said that to say this. I had an aunt, one of his sisters, who put it on me saying, are you doing good for yourself? Y'all should help your father out. And I remember saying to myself, now, if he had asked, the kind of person I am, I would have. Okay? But the fact that even his own sisters didn't hold him responsible for the fact that he was not taking care of us or doing anything for us financially all the time that we were young. Right? I'm like, man, people are something else. Really something else. Really something else. Even when it was time for me to get married, I had a stepfather, but I asked my father. To give me away at my wedding. And his answer to me was, I ain't got nothing to give. And I said, I didn't ask you for anything. I wasn't asking you for anything. I just wanted you to give me away at my wedding. And he said, well, I don't know if I'll be able to come. I guess I said, no problem. Have a nice day. No problem. Have a nice day. And at that point, I asked my stepfather to give me away, and he did. So y'all got to understand, folk who want to try to pretend like black men are innocent victims all around, come on now. Come on now. All of this pretense and all this ignorance, pretending like you don't know what's going on, all of this ignoring of reality is sickening, troubling. Well, all I can say, y'all, is I tried. I tried. And I thank the Father, my Heavenly Father. I thank my Heavenly Father because He was the one I needed all along. Just like Erica Mitchell said, women, just keep your legs closed. Stop being volunteer sperm dumps, because these men done told you. They done told you that they ain't got nothing for you. They don't have anything for those children. They've told you. And they sit up here and they put this stuff out here on the internet. And then they don't understand why black women are opting out. Black women are opting out, saying, look, I choose the Father. I choose the Most High. A lot of black women are saying, look, I'll just be alone. I'll just be by myself and serve the Most High. And Miss Eby, I know that's right. She says other nations are looking at us with a shaking of the head. Yes, it is truly embarrassing. But it was prophesied. It was prophesied. I'm going to play the video for those of you who have not seen the video of what this man said. It is truly terrible. Before I do that, I want to look at some more of the comments. Okay. That people left supporting the one man. Okay. The man that supported him. So he respects the brother. He says he approved the testimony. This person right here, you said that he was forced into childhood. Okay. Here's some other comments. This person said, it's hard to deal with a woman you have no love for. I was 28. She was 37. It was a one night stand. I've tried for 3 years to do the right, but my heart won't allow to love that boy. So I have to move on. Yes, I do pay child support. That sounds sick as I don't know what. That sounds sick, y'all. Listen to this. Look at it. Look at this. Look at this mess. He said it's hard to deal with a woman you had no love for. It's hard to deal with her. You should have made that determination before you used her as a sperm dump. You should have never slept with her to begin with. You think the Most High is going to excuse you because you have no love for the woman? And now you're talking about your heart won't allow you to love that boy? And then he comes, the same man down here. Look at this, y'all. The same man says a woman shouldn't be having sex if she's not on birth control. Oh my goodness. Woo. Okay, I need some water. I need some water. Oh my goodness. Let me just, I need to put the fan on for a minute, y'all. Give me a minute. I got to put the fan on. All right. It done got hot in here. It done got hot in here. So he said a woman shouldn't be having sex unless she's using birth control. Wow. You see how sick this stuff sounds? No, dude, you shouldn't be having sex either unless you're married. The woman shouldn't be having sex either unless she's married. Then we wouldn't even have to have these kind of conversations. Oh my goodness. So this is why we say that a lot of men always place the blame on the woman. I'm going to put the blame on both. What kind of woman would want to stay in a situation where she is not loved? Ms. Geiger says child support will straighten them up. But see, here's the problem with that. I told y'all years ago there was a situation that happened in Detroit, and this is a very sad one, y'all. This dude had a child with this woman. It was a 2-year-old girl. She was in daycare, and the woman was trying to get him to have a relationship with his child. Right? He didn't want a relationship with the child, and he felt like the woman was trying to force him to have a relationship with the child. This all sounds sick, y'all. It sounds sick. So this is what he ultimately did, because he did not want a relationship with the child. He went to the daycare where she went to school, and let me tell y'all what he did. He went up in that daycare center, and he blew that baby away. Sean Niles says that child support will get you killed or the child. That's what I'm talking about. And so that again shows us it's some crazy lunatics out here. If you are a man and you would take somebody's life because she expects you to take care of your child, you are one sick devil. You are a sick devil if you would take that woman's life because she expects you to take care of your child. Women, let me tell you something. A lot of responsibility falls on your shoulders. It does. It is what it is. Because you are the one who carries the child. You need to stop giving these men free access to your womb like that. They don't deserve it. Brother Raphael says a guy in the Bronx where he used to live threw his baby down 15 stories into an incinerator. It takes a monster to do something like that. Oh my goodness. It takes a monster to do something like that. And let me tell you something else too. Oh my goodness. These women need to understand. Women need to understand that you can't just be out here having sex because you want to feel good tonight. You need to let that mess go. You need to let that mess go because the children suffer the consequences of your actions. Another person 60 plus and loving life in the chat says this woman in Ohio put her 18-month-old baby in a microwave because her man was cheating on her. Y'all have to understand something. You have to understand something. This is why people need to just understand things. You can't be out here just having all of these weird relationships with people who don't care nothing about you because you want to have a good time. And I know women might think it's not fair that it falls on you, but everybody knows what it takes to make a baby. Men who let go inside of women, women who let men let go inside of you. Ain't nobody stupid unless there was a violation taking place. A man knows what it takes to make a baby. A woman knows what it takes to make a baby. And folk out here doing this mess The Most High is going to get our people if they don't get it together. This is why children are being born into these situations. I'm going to share again with those of you who didn't hear the video of this man speaking of what he said. I want you to hear it again. So many different people are sharing different things in the chat here. Darlene says a friend of her family killed his baby mama, a white girl, shot her and pistol whipped the baby girl. Didn't want to pay child support. Oh my goodness. So many of these horror stories. And yet, oh my goodness. Some men want to pretend like that they are innocent victims. You out here having babies with these women, whether it's a white woman or a black woman, you having babies with these women, and then when a woman gets pregnant to have a baby and you want to hurt her or hurt the children, you are a monster. And any man who defends you, the Most High gonna get him too. He's gonna get it and you gonna get it too. I'm gonna play the video again, y'all, so y'all can hear what this man had to say.
Got 7 kids and 7 baby mamas. Now, for the past few days, I've been going live telling my story, speaking my truth. And a lot of women having an issue calling me a deadbeat because I tell them I was being irresponsible, not wearing protection. But I always tell these women that I got pregnant that I do not want to be a father to these children. And I offer to pay for the abortion. Majority of times, they'll either take the abortion or they'll take a plan B. But only these 7 have kept these children. But the crazy thing about it is they want me to be responsible for some children I told them I did not want. So for some years now, some of them been trying to get in contact with me, access denied. Because I don't really know why you trying to get in contact with me. I done told you I did not want them kids. So don't expect me to be responsible financially, emotional, spiritually, mentally, or physically with some kids I want. And I don't give a what nobody think about it. You're not going to force children up on me. Yeah, we both made the decision to lay down and have intercourse. We both was irresponsible about the decisions we made that night. Yeah, I could have pulled out, but I didn't. And I ain't care to pull out because I'm not the one that's going to have to carry a baby for 9 months. It's the woman. In my opinion, women should be more careful on who they sleep with. Because you're going to be like, one of my baby mamas trying to find me so I can financially support a kid I done told her or them I did not want. Another thing is, these just jump offs. These are the type of women that I ain't even had to do nothing for. The bare minimum, but they gave me access to their body and they think I want to be a father to a child for one of them? Like, I don't even have no type of love for these women. How do they expect me to love these children? Before y'all say, oh, he irresponsible, he a deadbeat, he don't take accountability. Yeah, I do. I just don't give a f. You ain't gonna force these children on me when I told you I ain't want them. Yeah, I can offer to pay for abortion, but at what point can I force a woman to go get an abortion? I cannot. A woman say, my body, my choice, but I say, it's my life, my choice. Before y'all try to stitch this and be like, black man this, black man that, I don't give a f. I really don't.
Okay, y'all. So someone in the chat says, I would be embarrassed if this was my son. Me too. As a matter of fact, it would go beyond embarrassment for me. I wouldn't want to have nothing else to do with him. Right? I wouldn't want to have, if this was one of my sons, I wouldn't want to have nothing else to do with him. As a matter of fact, I would tell the Most High myself to get him. I'm sorry. I would tell the Most High, I would pray, and I would say, Father, I need you to do whatever it is you need to do to get this man right. That's what I would do. Because I would know that if I didn't pray that prayer, I'm not going to pray the prayer, oh, well, that's my baby. I got to support my baby no matter what. You ain't getting that out of me. I would say, Father, whatever it is you got to do to get that man straight, to get my son straight, do it. Because I need him to do what he needs to do. I need him to handle his business. Mm, mm, mm. Hey, listen, family, we got a lot of work to do, and we cannot function as a people if we keep on ignoring this mess. Like someone in the chat says, let him need a kidney, and one of those kids match. All of a sudden, that was the point that I brought out to y'all early on in this video, that a sister in one of the industries that deal with bodies, she was talking about how a lot of black men don't have, when they get to that stage in life where they're dying or dead, that they don't have nobody. And we've heard of situations, and we know of situations to where some of their bodies laid at the morgue for months with nobody claiming it, nobody knowing or even caring. You have to understand that there's a cause and effect. There's a cause and effect. When you get older, 20, 30 years from now, dude, those 7 babies, you're going to want a relationship with them then. You're going to want that relationship. But they may be so bitter in their hearts to where they may not want to have nothing to do with you. And yes, we pointed that out early on too, Sister Leah. We talked about Shaquille O'Neal, and we talked about D.L. Hughley, how their fathers wanted to be in their lives after they found out, oh, that's my son. All of a sudden he wanted in. And D.L. Hughley said, you just the thing that I rode in on. That's what he said. But of course, y'all know he said something else. He used another choice set of words. We got to do much better than this, because as someone else pointed out early on in the chat, that these other nations are looking at us with a shaking of the heads. And of course, I know that they ain't in no position to do none of that. They got their little stuff that they doing too, but the Bible talked about us as being the ones that these other nations would ridicule. This is really sad. For this man to sit back and say that he ain't got no love for these kids, and then you got people, other men in the comment section supporting him. Wow. I wouldn't even want to be in the comment section. You should be ashamed to be in the comment section trying to support somebody like this. This is the kind of stuff you don't support. This is the kind of stuff that you frown on, not support. And this man, when he's saying all this stuff, he said it as if he had a right. As if he had a right to feel the way that he's feeling. And as if he had a right. He's like, hey, I told her I paid for the abortion. It's like, you sick. You are sick. All he's pretty much telling you, all he wants is pleasure. I don't feel nothing for you at all. I just want what's between your legs. That's what he's telling you. He didn't say it in those words, but your women's eyes and ears need to be changed. You need to look in those eyes and see the demons, first of all. You need to listen to those words and say, so if we don't have no relationship there, then there's no point in us being together. I mean, my thing is this, because especially on these one night stand situations, why are y'all even in a place where there's a bed, a couch, or anything? Why? Do you understand that there are even diseases out here? Why are you even consenting to sleep with this man? Why? And then you want to hunt him down 9 months later and say, here's your baby. You had a son. He don't care about that. Look at your baby girl. She's so pretty. He doesn't care about that. He told you he didn't care. Do you think that beautiful baby is going to make him snap out of it and change his mind? No. To women, I am telling you, this is what you need to teach your daughters about. You need to teach your daughters. These are the things, all of this stuff. You got some women who won't open up their mouth and say nothing to their daughters. They get out here in the world and they think that this guy loved them because he said her eyes are pretty. Well, mommy, he loves me. He said that I'm cute. You better tell your daughters better than that. Now, if they get out here after you done told them the facts, and they get out here and they do something, it falls on them then. It falls on them then. If you told them and they still think that Mr. Do Nothing is Mr. Right, then it falls on them. Because you told them. You showed them. That's right, Brother Shemiyahu. Yah afflicted a king with disease, and Yah will afflict them accordingly. Folk better repent. This ain't nothing to be playing with. That dude right there, he playing around. He talked about, see, that's just the 7 women that had the babies. Did y'all catch it when he said that there were other women who, didn't get pregnant, other women who did whatever needed to be done to get rid of the kid? He talked about that too. So this is just the 7. So he's letting y'all know that he just out here having a funky good time. That's what he's telling you. Sister AB says some women will hear this and still sleep with him. Ain't that something? And like 60 plus and loving it says, some of these children are going to grow up and they got to make sure that they're not, dating their brother or sister, because these men are dropping their seed out here all over the place. And you got these women out here just, you can't play innocent victim if you keep allowing yourself to be a sperm dump. There are some things that the Most High require of us. All of us. Both men and women. And when you step outside of that, he's going to get you. Unless you repent. We got a lot of repenting to do, y'all. And as long as I have breath in my body, I'm going to cry aloud and spare not, and lift up my voice like a trumpet in Zion, and show my people their transgressions. None of us are perfect. None of us are perfect. But what we need to understand is that once you get that heart of repentance, the Most High requires that we admonish one another daily. It's time to tie up all loose ends. It is time to tend to our souls. Just like Brother Yehuda Neriyahu says, apparently these women did hear because he told them, and they slept with him anyway. Don't nobody want to hear your sad story if he told you when you slept with him anyway. But even if he didn't tell you, even if you thought that he was going to be good, the Most High told you. Ain't that enough? The word tells you that should be enough. Right there. Make him wait. If he don't want to wait, tell him to keep it moving. That's what we got to do. If they trying to force you into a corner, keep it moving. Because even the one guy said he don't want nobody forcing no kid on him. Talking about he can't feel nothing for that kid. Oh my goodness. I don't understand a person looking at a child that is yours and saying that you having a hard time feeling anything for the kid. Why are you making them then? Why are you making these children? So anyway, y'all, I gotta go. I gotta go because I have some things that I need to get into. So I'm going to end this broadcast. And then maybe I'll come back before you later. Thank you all for joining me. The truth is what it is, and it must be told. But folk need to understand that we are living in the last days. And if you keep on messing around out here, whether you're a man or a woman, this stuff is going to catch up with you. It is going to catch up with you. I love you, family. I love you. You are beloved of Yah. You're beloved of me. I thank you all for joining me. I want you to spend the rest of your afternoon seeking the Most High. Okay? Seek Him. And until next time, family, I'm out.